Hey everybody, and welcome back to Shell Bell Reads. Today is going to be part one in I don't know how many parts of a mini series on some of my favorite series. I love to read series books. I love to watch character growth and just how the world continues to grow and expand. So for today's video, we're going to talk about The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This is a series of 4 young adult science fiction fantasy novels, a novella, and a short story collection. I remember seeing Cinder, like this particular one, on display in Barnes and Nobles and being drawn in by the cover alone. I mean, come on, you have to know Cinder. We're talking Cinderella here. But the fact that you can see kind of like the bone structure, that's kind of what drew me in right away. So I fell in love with Cinder immediately. I love this futuristic retelling of the Cinderella story. It was fun to see all the ways Marissa Meyer worked in the original elements, like the stepmother and stepsisters, the prince, the pumpkin, glass slipper, and ball. After Cinder, I had to read the rest of the series and have loved each and every one, although Cinder will remain my favorite. I mean, I've read it a few times, as you can probably tell here. It's a little beat up, well-loved copy. I've read all the books, and I've even listened to them on audio as well. 2022 marked the 10-year anniversary of the release of Cinder, and Marissa Meyer released a choose-your-own-adventure style novella. Admittingly, I wasn't a fan of this format. I felt that Cinder wasn't Cinder in any of the scenes presented, so she was definitely different than her original story. So here's a brief synopsis of each of the books in the series without spoilers. So with Cinder, even in the future, the story begins with Once Upon a Time. Humans and androids crowd the raucous streets of New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl. Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. Okay, so Cinderella being a cyborg, definitely. She's a second-class citizen with a mysterious past, reviled by her stepmother and blamed for her stepsister's illness. But when her life becomes intertwined with the handsome Prince Kai's, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an intergalactic struggle and a forbidden attraction caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal. She must uncover secrets about her past in order to protect her world's future. Okay. So definitely a very different Cinderella than you might be used to. The second in the series is Scarlet. So, in case you're wondering, this is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. Even in the future, beware of the big bad wolf. Scarlet Benoit's grandmother is missing. When Scarlet encounters Wolf, a street fighter who may have information about her grandmother's whereabouts, she is loath to trust the stranger, but is implicitly drawn to him and he to her. Okay. Another great read. I loved Scarlet, very feisty. Her and Wolf were awesome together. So this was another awesome read. After that comes Cress. As you can see, they continue with this red throughout, and this is a Rapunzel retelling. So, Cress is a girl imprisoned on a satellite since childhood, who's only ever had her net screens as company. All that screen time has made Cress an excellent hacker. This was another fun read. You do meet some other characters in between, but Cress's story was a lot of fun too. Next, we have Fairest, and this is the origin story of the evil queen. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Queen Levana, a ruler who uses her glamour to gain power. But long before she crossed paths with Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, Levana lived a very different story, a story that has never been told until now. I was very intrigued. This was a very well done and gives you a glimpse into how Levana became the evil queen. After that, we have Winter, which is a Snow White retelling. So Princess Winter is admired by the lunar people for her grace and kindness, and despite the scars that mar her face, her beauty is said to be even more breathtaking than that of her stepmother, Queen Levana. Okay, another very good read. Really kind of advances the story along. And then finally, we have Stars Above, which is a Lunar Chronicles collection of short stories. So the enchantment continues. The universe of the Lunar Chronicles holds stories and secrets that are wondrous, vicious, and romantic. How did Cinder first arrive in New Beijing? How did the brooding soldier wolf transform from young man to killer? With 9 stories, 5 of which have never been published, Stars Above is essential for fans of the beloved Lunar Chronicles. I enjoyed each of these stories. Again, gives you a little bit more insight into the characters and kind of some of their beginnings. Okay, so that is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, and the first of my favorite series. All right, so make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Happy reading!